Greetings to all viewers. This is Professor Ankit Singh. We'll now move to the next topic, that is bituminous materials. So now we need to study regarding the bituminous materials that are used for road construction. Okay, what are these materials? What are their properties? And what tests do we carry out on these materials in order to decide their suitability for road construction? Bituminous materials used in pavement construction works include both bitumen and tar. Okay, so there are two binder materials that are being used for bituminous roads, and those are bitumen and tar. Okay, bitumen is a petroleum product obtained by distillation of petroleum crude oil, whereas road tar is obtained by the destructive distillation of coal or wood. Okay, so both bitumen and tar are binder materials and both of them are bituminous materials, but their origin is different. Okay, we get bitumen from distillation of petroleum crude oil. Okay, so we already know about fractional distillation process of crude oil. When we carry out that fractional distillation, the end product that is left out is nothing but bitumen. Okay, so we get bitumen from crude oil, whereas we get tar from destructive distillation of coal or wood. Okay, so when we carry out distillation in the absence of oxygen, it is known as destructive distillation, and when we do this to either coal or wood, we obtain a byproduct, that is tar. Okay, so the origin of bitumen and tar are different. Both bitumen and tar have similar appearance, black in color, though they have different characteristics. Okay, so they both appear to be same, but they do possess few differences. Bitumen is hydrocarbon material of either natural or pyrogenous origin, found in gaseous, liquid, semi-solid or solid form, and is completely soluble in carbon disulfide and in carbon tetrachloride. Okay, so we get bitumen in either gaseous, liquid or solid or semi-solid forms. We get bitumen in all these forms, and it is soluble in carbon disulfide or carbon tetrachloride. Bitumen is a complex organic material and occurs either naturally or may be obtained artificially during the distillation of petroleum crude. Okay, so we get bitumen naturally also. Okay, this naturally occurring bitumen is termed as asphalt. Okay, and we can also manufacture it from petroleum by doing the fractional distillation of that crude petroleum. Bituminous materials are very commonly used in highway construction because of their binding and waterproofing properties. Okay, these bituminous materials possess good binding properties and also good waterproofing properties. When bitumen contains inert materials or minerals, it is sometimes called as asphalt. Okay, so pure bitumen in its state is known as bitumen itself, and impure bitumen, which would either have some inert material or some minerals which are mixed into it, it is commonly termed as asphalt. Okay, and we obtain asphalt both naturally and manufactured. Okay, asphalt is found as deposits in the form of natural asphalt or rock asphalt. Okay, so we find asphalt deposits at some places, which is known as natural asphalt or rock asphalt. Now, what are the requirements of bitumen? Okay, how our ideal bitumen that is to be used as a binder for road construction, so how it should be, what are the properties that it should possess. The bitumen should not be highly temperature susceptible. During the hottest weather, the mix should not become too soft or unstable, and during cold weather, the mix should not become too brittle, causing cracks. Okay, so bitumen that we are going to use should not be temperature susceptible. Okay, what does this mean? At high temperatures, the bitumen should not turn into a liquid kind of a form. It should not become too soft and unstable, and during harsh cold weathers it should not become too brittle. If it becomes too brittle, then there are chances of cracks that are formed on roads. Okay, the viscosity of the bitumen at the time of mixing and compaction should be adequate. This can be achieved by use of cutbacks or emulsions of suitable grades, or by heating the bitumen and aggregates prior to mixing. Okay, so the viscosity should be adequate at the time of mixing. When we mix aggregate and bitumen together and heat it up, at that moment the viscosity or the resistance to flow, okay, the thickness of bitumen should be adequate. It should not be too thick or it should not be too diluted. Okay, in order to form a good mix with aggregates. Okay, and for some cases what we do is we can use either cutbacks or emulsions. Now what are cutbacks and what are emulsions, we'll look into it later on. Okay, so cutback and emulsion are substances which are formed using bitumen. We add either volatile liquid or some other materials to the bitumen in order to form cutback or emulsion. Now there should be adequate affinity and adhesion between the bitumen and aggregates used in the mix. The bitumen should not strip off the aggregate. Okay, there should be good attractive force or affinity between the bitumen and the aggregates. Okay, if there is a good affinity between these two materials, then the bitumen will not strip off the aggregates. Okay, now next are what are the tests which are conducted on bitumen in order to decide its suitability for road construction. There are a number of tests to assess the properties of bituminous materials. The following tests are usually conducted to evaluate different properties of bituminous materials. Okay, now there are a few tests over here. I'll be making separate videos on each of these tests. Okay, so first test is penetration test, ductility test, softening point test, specific gravity test, viscosity test, flash and fire point test, float test, water content test, and loss on heating test. Now these are a few tests that are conducted on bitumen. Now this is the apparatus which is used for penetration test. This here is used for ductility test, and this apparatus is used for viscosity test. Now the next material is cutback bitumen. Okay, so what is cutback bitumen? It is bitumen but it has something which is mixed into it. Okay, so let us see further. It is defined as the bitumen the viscosity of which has been reduced by volatile diluents. Okay, so we add volatile diluent to bitumen which makes it thin, okay, which reduces its viscosity. Okay, and this can further be used at regions where cutback bitumen is preferred over normal bitumen. Okay, for use in surface dressings, some type of bitumen macadam and soil bitumen stabilization, it is necessary to have a fluid binder which can be mixed relatively at low temperatures. Okay, so now this cutback bitumen shows more fluidity as compared to normal bitumen. Okay, at even low temperatures. Okay, so Because of this property, we use cutback bitumen in some cases like bitumen macadam, surface dressings, and soil bitumen stabilization. Hence, to increase fluidity of the bituminous binder at low temperatures, the binder is blended with a volatile solvent. So we take a volatile solvent and we mix it with the bitumen, okay, in order to increase its fluidity. Now the property of the volatile diluents are that they will evaporate in some time, which will leave back only the bituminous product. Now after the cutback mix is used in construction work, the volatile liquid gets evaporated and the cutback develops the binding properties. Okay, so this is how this works. The viscosity of the cutback and rate at which it hardens on the road depends on the characteristics and quantity of both bitumen and volatile oil used as the diluent. Okay, so this viscosity of that cutback will depend on the characteristics of that bitumen and the volatile material, volatile diluent which is being used. Okay, so now we have classification of cutbacks. We classify cutback into three types: rapid curing, medium curing, and slow curing. Okay, now these three classifications are based on the type of diluent which is used. Okay, rapid curing cutbacks are the bitumen cutback with a petroleum distillate such as naphtha or gasoline, which will rapidly evaporate after using in construction, leaving the bitumen binder. Okay, so for construction areas where we require rapid hardening of the bitumen, we use rapid curing cutbacks. Okay, so here the material or the distillate which is being added to the bitumen will evaporate at a faster rate as compared to medium curing cutback and slow curing cutback. And what are the materials used here? Naphtha or gasoline. Next is medium curing cutbacks. Now here the curing would be slower as compared to rapid curing, and it would be faster as compared to slow curing. These bitumen cutbacks are used to greater fluidity by blending with an intermediate boiling point solvent like kerosene or light diesel oil. Okay, when kerosene or light diesel oil is used, then that type of cutback is known as medium curing cutback. Okay, similarly for slow curing cutbacks, the material that would be used would be different. Okay, slow curing cutbacks are obtained either by blending bitumen with high boiling point gas oil or by controlling the rate of flow and temperature of the crude during the first cycle of refining. Okay, so here we can either mix high boiling point gas oil or we can control the rate of flow and temperature of the crude petroleum, okay, during the distillation process or the refining process. Okay, now the tests which are carried out on cutback bitumen are similar as already discussed for bitumen. Okay, which are viscosity test, distillation test, penetration test, ductility test, test for matters soluble in carbon disulfide, that is nothing but solubility test, and flashpoint test. Now the next material is bituminous emulsion. It is also a byproduct of bitumen. Okay, now how is it formed? It is a liquid product in which a substantial amount of bitumen is suspended in a finely divided condition in an aqueous medium and stabilized by the means of one or more suitable materials. Okay, so what we do here is we have a aqueous medium which can be any liquid, which can be water. Okay, and what we do is we suspend the bitumen or we mix that bitumen in that liquid medium. Okay, and then what we do is, in order to stabilize this solution, we add a emulsifier or a stabilizer. Okay, an emulsion is a two-phase system consisting of two immiscible liquids. Okay, in this case, if we use water, then we add bitumen and bitumen to water. Now bitumen acts as a oil, okay, and water does not mix with oil. Okay, so these two are immiscible liquids, the one being dispersed as fine globules in the other. So what we can do is, we can either add bitumen into water or we can add water into bitumen. There are both processes. Okay, bitumen is broken into fine globules and kept in suspension in water. A small proportion of an emulsifier is used to facilitate the formation of dispersion and to keep the globules of a dispersed binder in suspension. Okay, what we do is, we use a emulsifier, which is again a chemical. Now using this emulsifier, what we do is, we disperse the bitumen into the water such as to form a dispersion. Okay, so there would be, using this emulsifier, what we do is, we mix the bitumen and water for a certain period of time. Okay, after the application, what will happen is, as soon as the water will evaporate, the bitumen will again harden and gain its binding properties. Okay, the function of this emulsifier is to form a protective coating around the globules of binder, resisting the coalescence of the globules. Okay, so using this emulsifier, what we are trying to do is, we are just trying to mix the water and the bitumen. Emulsifiers usually adopted are either soaps, surface active agents, and colloidal powders. Okay, so the general emulsifiers used are these. Half to 1% emulsifier by weight of finished emulsion are usually taken to prepare road emulsions. When the emulsion is applied to the road, it breaks down and the binder starts binding the aggregates, though the full binding power, binding power develops slowly as and when the water evaporates. Okay, so when we use emulsion as a binder material, after application, slowly the water will evaporate, and once the water has evaporated fully, then the bonding would be at its 100%. Okay, the first sign of breakdown of emulsion is shown by the change in color and the film from chocolate brown to black. So initially the emulsion is of a color chocolate brown, and as the emulsion breaks down, it turns to black bituminous color. Okay, if the bituminous emulsion is intended to break rapidly, the emulsion is said to possess rapid set quality. Emulsions which do not break spontaneously on contact with stone but break during mixing or by fine material dust are medium set grade, and when special types of emulsifying agents are used to make the emulsion relatively stable, they are called slow setting grades. So again, here there are three sets of grades or three classifications for emulsion. First one is rapid set quality or rapid set grade, second is medium set grade, and third is slow setting grade. Okay, now the two bituminous materials which we use are bitumen and tar. So what is tar? Tar is the viscous liquid obtained when natural organic materials such as wood and coal are carbonized or destructively distilled in the absence of air. Okay, this is how we obtain tar. Now based on the material from which tar is derived, it is referred to as wood tar or coal tar. If the tar is obtained from wood, it is known as wood tar. If it is obtained from coal, it is known as coal tar. Okay, so this is all for this lecture. We'll start with the next topic in my next class. Thank you.